Hi guys, Kenesha G here of the Finance Advocates coming at you with a live video on this rainy morning in Charlotte. I just wanted to take the time to go over factual disputing. So factual disputing is in the group what I constantly am referencing when I'm saying inconsistencies or inaccuracies, that sort of thing. So all of your accounts should look the same across all three bureaus. All three bureaus should get the same information from the creditor and report it the same way. Most times, or many times, this is not actually the case. And so that's where we use the laws to request deletions. So what I'm going to show you today is an account as an example to point out inconsistencies that you will be able to use to your advantage to get deletions. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so on the screen, you'll see a Navient account. Okay, this account, and actually let me move that banner just so you can see everything I'm trying to show you. So if you look at this account, one of the first things I told y'all specifically for student loans is that you should make sure the payment history is consistent, that all late payments should align and match. So I'm going to point out at the bottom, I don't know if you see where it says 2-year payment history. Do you see how TransUnion doesn't have any reporting? Experian has CO, which is charged off, and Equifax is saying that this account was okay. Like they're saying that all the payments were being made on time as recently as September 20th. Okay, so that is a clear inconsistency. So that's something that we could use as grounds for deletion. Another thing you'll notice, they're saying date of last payment was 6/14/2017 for TransUnion. Experian is saying it was also 6/14/2017. But then if you look at Equifax, they're saying August 1st, 2015. Okay, so it's not our job to determine who is correct because this should have been reported correctly to begin with. So again, that's something that you would look for grounds for deletion. Another thing that is very different on this particular account is the date of last. It says date last active, which is the same thing as the DOLA date or date of last activity. If you look, each one of these people is saying that the date of last activity is something totally different. TransUnion is saying March 31st, 2016. Experian is saying April 1st, 2016. Equifax is saying August 1st, 2015. So again, who is correct? Like, it's not for us to decide. It's up for them to have this correct. And because they don't, again, we use that as grounds for deletion. I'll go back to the top and point out some things that are reporting correctly for this particular account. Navient, as pretty much everybody knows, is a student loan. And the account type says educational. If you have a student loan that shows anything other than educational, that is something else that you could challenge to request the deletion. It should say educational. And the importance of that is some lenders, depending on what you're doing, they'll look at educational loans differently than they'll look at a personal loan that you may have. So it's important for things to clearly state what they are. Another example would be if this was a medical account, it would need to list in the comments section or somewhere else that this was a medical debt. Again, because it just creates a fair and level playing ground, because if I'm dealing with a lender that is lenient towards medical debt, this account needs to show that it's a medical debt. So that's why every component has to be exactly as it should be, or we use it as grounds for deletion, because your credit report speaks for you when you're not in the room. So if you apply for credit, they're not going to call you on the phone and go line by line. A mortgage may do that, but if you're applying for a car or a credit card, they're not going to call you and say, so hey, this account, is that really a medical bill, or is this really a student loan? They're not going to do that. your report is going to speak for you. So it needs to be saying the right thing. And if it's not, they need to either update it, or in many cases, we request that the information is just deleted because the credit bureaus did not do their job, which is to verify that the information that they are reporting is accurate. Okay, so let's continue though looking at this. Another thing that I noticed on this one is that the date opened is different. And I want to speak to this for a moment. So TransUnion is saying August 9th, Experian is saying August 1st, and Equifax is saying August 1st of 2006. Generally speaking, I would not use that as grounds for deletion because it's in the same 30-day period. They're all saying a date in August. So it could just be that Experian and Equifax got the information sooner than TransUnion. There's a number of reasons why that date could be different, but I'm saying 30 days, but I mean same month. So if one of them was saying July 21st and then everybody else was saying August 1st, I would probably use that as a dispute reason to get an account deleted because it should be in the same month. I want to point out, so on this account, the balances are the same. Many times they will not be the same. And if they are not the same, again, grounds for deletion. One major thing that I'm noticing on this one that I want to call out. I know I've mentioned before that the high balance should never be less than the balance owed. The high balance should reflect the highest that account has ever been. Okay, so in this case, they're saying the high credit or high balance is $6,000. So that should mean the current balance should be less than $6,000 because they're saying that this is the highest it's ever been. But if you look, you'll see that the balance is saying $11,602. How is that possible? How are we owing more than the highest that this balance has ever been? That is a major inaccuracy that I definitely use all the time as grounds for deletion. You want to pay attention to that. Outside of that, if I'm looking, TransUnion is saying the high balance is $6,000. Experian is saying the high balance is $6,000. And then Equifax is actually saying that the high balance is $12,118. Is that correct? Is it incorrect? How do we know? It's not consistent. Again, you're looking for things that are different. You're not even trying to analyze, well, I guess Equifax is probably, reporting this correct because their high balance is higher than the balance due. So that's not for us to do. It should be accurate. So even if all of these high balances were over the current balance due, but so the balance due is $11,602. Say TransUnion and Experian were reporting a high balance of $11,700, which will be higher than the balance due. The fact that Equifax is saying $12,118 would still be a discrepancy. It would still be an inconsistency that we could use to our advantage to request deletion of this account. Okay, credit limit. I'm only going to speak to this. It's not relevant to this. Whenever you have a credit card account, it should have a credit limit. If it does not, that is something that you could use as grounds for deletion. One other thing I see. So this is a collection or charge off, and we can see in the comments that it was charged off. It's not a collection account. It was just charged off. Whenever an account hits charged off or collection, it should no longer have a past due balance because nothing's past due. It's already charged off. It's already in collections. Nothing is past due. It's already a derogatory account. So when an account gets marked derogatory, that's a hit to your credit score. If it's also reporting a past due balance, that's another hit that you're unnecessarily taking. So if you have a past due balance on a collection or charge off account, that is something else that you would use for grounds for deletion. So you can also notice on this one, the last reported date is different between, well, TransUnion and Experian both have October 9th, 2020, and Equifax is saying October 1st. Let me also plug this right here. In general, Equifax is always way different. And it's not that they're always way right. They're just, I don't know, they do their own thing and they're in their own world. And many times they are very inaccurate. So just a lot of times, if you look at TransUnion and Experian, look at Equifax, because they're probably going to be the ones that provide you the opportunity to get deletions, because they just report all over the place. All of them report all over the place, but to me, Equifax, you just got to watch them. But that's really all I wanted to show you guys today. What I mean when I say we use inconsistencies or we use inaccuracies to request deletions. These are the types of things that I'm referring to. So that's really all I have for you guys. I do want to plug, though, when we speak of factual disputes, this is an advanced tactic that you use after you have already got the credit bureaus to say that they have verified the information. Okay, so I'm gonna put up the website where you need to go to purchase the Self-Advocacy Challenge. That is your first step, guys. You have to get your personal information cleaned up. One address, one name, one date of birth, one employer, unless you have recently changed jobs, then you can have your previous employer. You have to do that. Inquiries. The challenge system targets inquiries. There's an inquiry removal letter in there. You put all the inquiries that are not tied to an open active account. Okay, there's a letter for late payments to request updates on late payments. And then there's the reinvestigation letter. The reinvestigation letter, guys, is the very first step. It's almost like a bait. Okay, so you have all these negative accounts. One of them might be this account that you see on your screen now, right? If you go straight in and start saying, hey, you have the high balance wrong. Hey, why is the high balance lower than the balance? If you go in like that, guess what they're going to do? They are going to update everything that you have disputed. That's all they're going to do, because the credit bureaus do have the right to simply update an account. And while you're in the credit repair process, you will notice, even once you get to higher rounds, that you will dispute something and they will update it. Okay, but you have to know that even that. So once they've said that they verified it through the reinvestigation letter, let me go back to that because I do not want to go off on a tangent. The reinvestigation letter forces the bureau to say that they have verified the account. Okay, you need them to say that, because once they say they have verified it, most times they really haven't. So after they've quote unquote verified it, it will look exactly the same way most times as it looks on this screen right now. So again, if they verify the information, why is it still reporting incorrectly? That's what we're doing. It's bait, guys. You got to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I will not steer you guys wrong. Okay, you have to start with the reinvestigation letter. It is in the Self-Advocacy Challenge DIY kit available on this website. Okay, so I'm actually, while we're here, I'm going to move on to the next steps, just so you know real quick. After the reinvestigation letter, guys, and they tell you that they have verified the account, it's yours. Some things will and can fall off during this stage if they can't verify it, or if they submit verification to the company and they don't respond in time. You may see a deletion during this round. It's possible. So you do that. If they delete accounts, perfect. You're done with those accounts. Any accounts that they do say are verified, and they will say a lot of them are verified, You're going to move on to the method of verification letter, which is also already included in the self-advocacy challenge kit, guys. It's the first 2 steps are already included in that kit. You're going to send them MOV, method of verification. Okay, reinvestigation letter got them to say, oh yeah, we verified it. It's, you know, it should be reported and it's reporting correct. MOV says, okay, so you said you verified it. Now can you please tell me what method you used to verify it? Okay. Most times they'll say they verified it and they haven't, because it'll still look the exact same way here, inaccurate across the board. Or you'll get deletions during this round as well if they're unable to provide you the information that you are requesting as far as what method they used. Okay. Again, after this round, get a deletion, great. You're done with those accounts. If not, that is when, then and only then, after they have told you they verified it and provided you their method, do you go into factual disputing, which is what I just discussed as far as things being inaccurate. If you do not follow this flow, guys, I promise you, you will see updates and not deletions. It's very, very, very important that you follow the flow that I am laying out for you. Okay. But I hope that you all will listen to the advice that I'm giving you, because at the end of the day, I want to see all of y'all succeed. And you can repair your credit on your own. It can be done. Does it take work? Yes. Does it take time? Absolutely. Do you have to be consistently disputing? 1000%. Yes, yes, yes. When they respond, you need to immediately respond. Like, you can't have any lag time. You have to be on it. That is how you get deletions. I hope this video was helpful. You can leave any questions you have in the comments. If you want to purchase the DIY kit, it is $20. However, members of the Facebook group, if you go into the announcements section of the group and scroll, you'll see I put a coupon code where you can get it for half off. So it will be $10. $10 to get your personal information cleaned up, to submit your inquiry removal letter, to request updates on late payments, to get your initial reinvestigation started. What else is included? The method of verification letter that I just described. And also there is a failure to respond letter in the kit. I didn't mention that. You would send that if within the 30 to 45 business days they have to respond, you don't get a response. That letter will hold them accountable to do what they are required to do. And it actually requests that they just delete all of the accounts. Does it work all the time? Nah, it doesn't. Does it sometimes? Absolutely. So it's just a second round that you would use if they do not respond. After that round, if they respond after the failure to respond, then you will move into MOV for any accounts that they do verify, just so you guys are clear on that flow. But that is all I have. I know I've said that probably 5 or 6 times, but I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys all the information that I can to help you be successful in repairing your credit. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. If you have any feedback, provide that in the comments below. But again, I am here to assist you on your journey, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.